Shouldn't have to do anything with the mic. And oh, wait a minute. No. We may have to wait a second because I don't know for sure. And this is the part where we look stupid.
No, it says you're live in the
It says I'm live. Okay, well on YouTube it doesn't show that we are live yet, but things could take a minute. So we go from Facebook and you kick over to there we are. It is live. Good morning, good afternoon, evening, whatever it is. I'm Dave Glovin. You're not with me, Jen, the homeschooling mom. Today we were supposed to have Jonathon Garcia, Georgia's Republican candidate for governor. There are others, but Jonathon is the one that most people are supporting. And there must be a delay. So we contacted Jonathon and said, when you can, join us. And if we can't get him on, then we will plug him in as soon as we can. So what is new and exciting, Mrs. Woodruff?
Well, I was really excited to talk about these hot topics, and I got these out of an Atlanta, Georgia journal or newspaper. I don't know. But it talked about the hot topics, and I thought those are hot topics everywhere. The ones I have are about the homelessness, because we talked about poverty last time, and how the crime and poverty are directly related. And then we got into homelessness, and I wanted to correct myself on something, but we'll get to that in a minute. Homelessness, education, women's health, not necessarily just general health, but women's health, because I know that one of the Democrats that he will be running against is Stacey Abrams, and she is going to hone in on health care. And this is the most frustrating thing is voters' rights. She's not going to talk about voter reform. She's not going to talk about voter integrity. She's going to talk about voter rights, and she's
voter rights.
She's going to skew it because she's a lawyer in that very same topic. Right. Anyways, the other one I wanted to talk about was the Second Amendment, and then this is interesting: casino gambling, sports betting, and horse races. They're really struggling with legislation on those topics. So those are the things I was hoping to talk about.
We've experienced that in Connecticut before we moved with Mashantucket Pequot tribe and the Mohican tribe. Each have a casino on their reservation.
Right.
And recently, sports book got added, but it was with an understanding that it has been extracted from the compact with both tribes that basically gave them, control of the gambling industry in Connecticut, and now it's open to other businesses, and I believe there are options for other casinos that I don't know if the tribes are working with other companies that want to open casinos or not.
I was gonna say we kind of gave that, or the government, we kind of gave those topics over to the Native Americans, didn't we?
It was a way to fund themselves, I think. When Foxwoods first opened, from what I understand, each member of the tribe was getting $1 million a year compensation for the casino. Then I believe it dwindled down to $100,000, and then I think it stopped. But I don't know. Be necessary to get the chief of the tribes on to cover that in a more thing. What is here in Connecticut? I mean, in Florida, I don't believe there are Indian tribes that own anything here in
Florida.
So
Okay.
I'm not sure how that would how that would play, but
Pan out, right?
yeah.
Okay, well, let's just get into it.
Let's just get
Homelessness.
into it. That's what we do here. Oh, by the way, today we are on Facebook, all over Facebook. We are
Really?
in our groups. We are in several other groups. We are on YouTube, and YouTube is what brought Facebook in, and it is on my profile on MeWe, and it is in the Patriots Unite group on StreetLock. We did not get over to Gab in time
Okay.
to to get it up and running,
Mhm.
but I did see that it is there and it is running. So we are truly the Boogie with the Bull network today.
That's fantastic. Okay, I wanted to talk about homelessness with Mr. Garcia, Jonathan. In our last conversation, I said something ridiculous because I was trying to give the homeless people a pass. I was trying to cover them by saying homelessness just happens. And he said, no, it doesn't. And he is correct. Isn't everything a choice? But seriously, it doesn't just happen. But there are three big contributors to homelessness, and that is, of course, unemployment, mental, wait, let me back up. Lack of affordable housing and interest rates. So the banks are refusing to refinance. The second one is unemployment, and the third one is mental illness. And I was going to ask Mr. Garcia, how can a responsible Georgian government fiscally manage affordable housing and realistic interest rates? Is it even their thing to manage? What do you think, Dave?
I think it's a whole big effort. Everyone is involved. I mean, it it is a decision that people can make or have to make, but it's based to me on a bunch of different parameters.
Right.
You know, there's a YouTube video a long time ago that shows a guy goes to a car wash and washes his car.
Okay.
And then when he's done, he uses the gun because it's just water coming out at that point, no car wash or soap or whatever. And he basically took a shower with his with his with the hose and a bar of soap. Then when he's done, he he didn't disrobe completely. He had on a pair of shorts,
Right.
took a shower, and when he was done, on the back is a big blower that blows you dry. So he stood under that for a minute as he brushed his hair, and then he got into his car and he drove away from the spray booth. And when he got out of his car, he was in a suit and he went to work. Didn't show where he worked, but someone caught up with him later and he had
Did he get a
an
ticket?
alcohol or a drug problem, I think, or something that just
Oh,
forced him, to where he couldn't pay rent. So he was living in his car, still working his job like, people are supposed to and getting paid, but
wow.
was down on his luck and didn't have the resources to rent himself an apartment or was too embarrassed to go get help. You know,
Wow.
but so sometimes it's not necessarily stuff you did to yourself. Sometimes it's just
Stuff happens.
stuff
Right.
happens,
You're
and
right.
it's not fun. Uh, uh, I've only had to do it in a car for a week, and it was purely accidental. The plumbing in the wall of the apartment next to mine blew out. So
Oh,
the landlord decided to replace my apartment and his apartment, all the plumbing at the same time. And unfortunately, it happened on my move in day. So,
wow. We experienced something weird as well. We actually had the lack of refinancing. That was our problem. We weren't really homeless. I mean, we had to foreclose on our house, and our lawyer encouraged us to also do bankruptcy. So we did, and that was during 2008, the whole housing crisis of 2008. And yeah, it didn't just happen. We were kind of had the cards, what is it? It was like set up against us. So, we had a beautiful new house. We had just built it, but we chose an adjustable rate mortgage, and those are really bad. They're like balloon loans. So you love your house, you build your house, you finance all the stuff, and it wasn't like we were unemployed. We worked through the whole thing, and that's what was so odd about it. We were homeless. We ended up getting a rental for half the price, which was a blessing in disguise because it backed up to public land or state-owned land. But it was great because Jesse was able to hunt, and my oldest boys were able to hunt. We had so much venison. It
Yeah.
was almost yeah, we were spoiled. It was awesome.
Yeah.
We were spoiled, but it was fantastic. All things work out together for good.
People
Um,
people seem to do what they need to do. I mean, I've talked with people who are, it's a, a young couple, and they will it's cheaper to buy and finance a small camper with a tub and a shower. I mean, a full bathroom
right.
and
Than a house.
eat and whatever. It's
Right.
cheaper. It's cheaper to do that for a few weeks or a month and raise the money if you want to do it. Some people, if you're single, it's not bad. You drive your unit right
Right.
to work, and if you can stay in the parking lot,
Right.
the casinos in Connecticut, Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun, allow you to stay for 2 weeks at a time. But when you pull in before you go to your assigned space, I believe you have to go to their tank station and they pump out your tank, and then they refill your water.
Oh.
Your water tank. I don't know. I don't know if you're charged for it. And then at the end of the 2 weeks, when you leave, you have to go to their pump station and pump out your tank and refill it before you go. I don't know what Mohegan Sun requires you to do, but Foxwoods also was looking on land somewhere out on the reservation, building an RV park that you could in fact live in, and up to big, huge fifth wheels and mobile homes. So I don't know what happened with that, but we looked at it. I don't know how serious we were that we thought that we might just might be what we did. We might just move into one temporarily because we didn't know where we were going to land when we got here. We're going to stay where we are for about another year and a half, and then by then, we're set, and we'll figure out what mom and pa are doing for the long term.
That's awesome.
Uh,
Okay, well, my next topic was education. And
hold on. There he is. There he is, Governor.
Hello.
Garcia.
Hello, Governor.
Hey. Good morning. Well, good afternoon.
How are you this morning? Yeah. Did you work all night, sir?
Yes, sir. I put in the midnight oil.
You should have told me that. I would have planned it on a day that you.
You're fine.
That you weren't out campaigning for 8 hours at your job.
You're all right because it's gonna be the same when I get in office. I'm gonna be put in the long hours, so I got a lot of stuff to fix.
When you become governor of Georgia, don't they clone you like they have with the president, so that the real Joe is really home sleeping because the only thing they use him for is like vocal tracks.
And give him some coffee.
Believe me, if I get cloned, some folks would know. But yeah, I'm not fond of cloning.
No, I'm not either. I don't think anybody would want to clone this anyway.
I believe God broke the mold with me, so.
That's funny.
Yeah, but
Okay.
but yeah,
God looked at my
I was
mother and said,
listening.
"We're going to have a son. Here's some lightning. Boom!" There. So
But
what's up? How is the campaign going?
the campaign's going real well. It's picking up. We're going to do excuse me. It's a freedom tailgate party, February 26th.
Oh, that's
So anybody that is in the state of Georgia, you can find all your information on Eventbrite for general admission. And then you can go to jgarciaforgovernor.com for the VIP tickets. We'll give you exclusive access to the performers, which are the bands, the speakers, and you'll also have food and beverages there for you. So all that's included in the VIP tickets. Everybody in the general admission, there are going to be vendors out there that are going to be a part of the tailgate shindig. So if you're not, you can buy food out there and hang out, party with us, and
awesome.
wave your flags, be proud to be an American, and kick butt.
Butt.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Vote for Garcia.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Good.
We're gonna be doing it a little bit different. That's good. Go ahead.
Did you hear the beginning of our show? I was asking Dave.
Yes.
Oh, you did. Homelessness. Yeah, I wanted to say I apologize. I was reckless, but I was trying to give the homeless people a pass by saying, well, I guess it just happens, but you're right. It's a choice. It doesn't just happen. But I did find out 3 reasons why it does, and I was wondering how a responsible Georgian government could fiscally manage affordable housing and realistic interest rates for people who go homeless.
Well, the first thing is that to combat homelessness, I think we need to re-educate our children in school and give them a financial education, which that would help out a whole lot. We're not taught a lot of the things that, unfortunately, a financial education is not,
taught.
Easily accessible. It's not just easily accessible to everybody, unless you are in the know or you're in your family, takes you to the side and helps you, find out about contracts, loans, what certain things mean.
Right.
Those will be those are the building blocks, of
that's good,
of helping people with wisdom. Yeah, it is a choice, but sometimes we take risks,
right?
And a lot of people don't understand how risky those balloon payments are.
Oh,
loans.
You did.
I did.
My story,
and I'm very familiar with that. Not personally, but as far as there are people out there that do help people find legal remedy,
right,
for foreclosure and whatnot. It depends on the bankruptcy, because I remember Chapter 13 you can pay it back and catch up everything. Chapter 7 you're basically you're cashing all your chips in.
right.
And a lot of people don't understand the difference between those two,
right,
and how that those they can actually benefit you, but they can also harm you too. And
you're right.
People need to really be able to weigh out the cost of those types of decisions. And mental health too. There's a lot of there's a lot of different circumstances, you know.
Exactly.
So, you know, not everybody's circumstance. No, not everybody is a cookie cutter, you know,
That's good.
when it
That's
comes
good.
to that. So, it would be nice if the state could help, you know.
Right.
FHA is one of those things with the Federal Housing Administration that that to a certain extent it does help, but it's they're not there to be anybody's, you know, their training wheels or their, you know, hold their hand through the whole thing.
Sugar daddy. Right. I get
Right,
it.
right. My biggest thing is that because of the things that I'm talking about, as far as for property rights, dealing with homelessness, I want to see I want to help Georgians have what the founding fathers really imagined or actually envisioned for we the people, which is to own our property from the ground up.
That's good.
Instead of just the house on top, which goes into a allodial title, which is lost at this point, unless you're living in Texas, because that's talking about land patents and also your mineral rights and stuff.
Wow.
I know it goes pretty deep. So there's a lot of variables that, you know,
That's good.
we're really not taught for a reason. One is to sell out the American people, which unfortunately has happened to us because they basically warned us about big bank. And big bank, the banksters, they made it easy for, you know, certain type of loans, the credit system, you know, if you don't qualify, making it easier for you to be actually prey for the banks and to actually take bad deals in their favor where it works against you, unfortunately, sometimes. You know, not everybody does get the great deals, but it would be nice if, you know, if the banks would actually take a step back and be fair about the whole situation and understand that we, the people, you know, do have a right to private property.
Exactly.
But if we have to use them for private property instead of just buying, which is a solution, buying for sale by owner, you know, you could do a lot of good things by buying private property from firsthand, you know, buying without having the banks if you had cash money. If you had cash money.
So for those who don't have cash money, John, what do you plan? What do you plan to do to help those people that need homes?
Yeah, for those that need homes, I want to help them get an education as far as financial education before they actually do decide to get a you know, a loan, go to a lender, get pre-qualified, you know, and all that. And, you know, Lord willing, that they get, you know, what they need. Now, as far as the homeless are concerned that are already homeless, I would definitely like to see them get up on their feet and, you know, instead of having a handout, just have a hand up, you know, a proper hand up. But, you know, them have the same benefit as far as getting the financial education too, because it really is not just for, you know, one lane of Americans, it's for all, you know.
That's good.
Now, what about those that don't necessarily want to own a home but need an affordable apartment?
Yeah.
Are you
then now? Right now, we're talking about inflation, and you're talking about the cost of living and all that stuff. You know, in the state, I can control certain rates, as governor. I can do certain things. Um,
Right.
and as far as property taxes and things like that, I can um, get with the legislators to make sure that the taxes are properly implemented. You know, um, and that's one of the things that I want to do as far as my platform is to make sure that actually when you buy your home, uh, as you pay off your property, you're paying off your taxes and your loan payment at the same time. And when you
That's
complete your whole payment, there's no more revolving taxes thereafter. That you do own your
good.
home. It's a one-time payment.
That's
So
fantastic.
So you will own that piece of property as well.
correct.
Okay.
A lot of people. The reason why I'm bringing that about is because not only is it constitutional, but it's also a way of we the people being able to fight back against outside influences
Right.
that would rather
That's
take our land and see us not benefit from the hard work of our founding fathers.
Right.
You know, so
that's good.
Very true.
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
no
that's
problem, no problem.
perfect because that perfectly dovetails into our next topic, which is education. And I know where you stand against CRT and the 1619 project, but
Yeah.
we have to figure out, or I would like to hear how you figured out how to do this because everyone, you've heard the PTA meetings, and everyone is so against book banning because we recall what happened in Nazi Germany and what Hitler did and his regime. And we want the educational quality, but we don't want the riffraff. And I kind of feel like the CRT and the 1619 project are the riffraff. They're really opinions and they don't have good educational quality. So
Hmm.
how can you say no to that without sounding like a dictator or a Hitler and promote a more accurate and balanced curriculum choice? What is your plan?
Well, first I want to ban it. And as bad as that sounds, everybody, oh, don't ban it. Reason why I'm banning it is because it is not. It actually teaches something subversive, not only
Right.
to our Constitution but also to our Bill of Rights.
Ooh, that's good.
So a lot of people don't get that, and it's not the state's job to be, the daddy state and the mama state, and you
That's
know,
good.
um, but they are there to ensure that they are there to protect not only the Constitution, but to uphold the oath, excuse me, that we take. And that's a part of it. If you have something that is teaching outright subversion and division as to we the people, then that is a threat to our constitutional republic. Uh, and I always say it's a constitutional republic. Those that are pushing the 1619 and CRT, they believe
Wow.
that this is their democracy, and that everything is a threat to their democracy if you believe otherwise. And so, I want to
That's
see the
good.
parents get their rights back and have a say in their local town hall meetings, um, their PTA meetings, their school board meetings, you know, and instead of them getting kicked out, you know, actually
Right.
having the school board, listen to what the parents have to say about it, you know.
Yeah, I love
Um,
that you use the word threat. It is a threat. People are like, they take an oath to uphold these amendments, and you're right that it's a threat. So it's not about banning or guarding people from information. The information is a threat. So
Right.
that was fantastic.
Right.
Yes.
I'm just curious, Jonathan, do you think the federal government should not have a Department of Education that is dictating to the states? Do you think the states, the governors of the states, should be running that with their state legislatures on the states, and to have some sort of unity or whatever, the governors of all 50 states sort of become the Department of Education, but not with the federal government running it and dictating what the states will do, but those that are running their states kind of working with the other states and having a master plan.
I'm not opposed to them, with the federal. Excuse me. I'm not opposed to federal help. As far as the Department of Education, making sure that our rights are being not violated. However, I don't believe that the federal government should be overreaching, into states' rights. And the thing about what I'm proposing is also where we're teaching true history, and we're also teaching our children something different, a financial education, a true financial education, and also where they're talking about, systematic racism. If you're making the proper choices and you have the proper skills, you can make a lot better and wiser choices and use those skills to benefit our future. That's what our Constitution was derived for, was for our future. We fought for that. And our founding fathers, you could best believe that they taught their children how to hold on to property. And, that's one of the things that has left us, because we haven't, like Robert Kiyosaki says, we don't teach our children, finance.
Right.
And you have to go to special schools to learn that,
You're right.
But yeah.
I don't know if it's true, but apparently Mark Kay is quoting on his broadcast this morning, and another one this afternoon, that Jen Psaki has quit, Biden's mouthpiece. I don't know if it's true, but
you mean Obama? Obama Biden mouthpiece?
Yeah, Biden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hasn't she even?
I would call him O'Brandon, but I have Irish friends who would get very upset at me, so I can't do that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
They take away all.
We find ourselves in very interesting times, though.
They take away all the Baileys, and then I'd have to go back to drinking decaf coffee.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay. Yes.
No,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I always bother you if you're going to be in the Hinesville, Georgia area, or if you get out to that area. And I only bother you because we have family out in that area. I know it doesn't seem that it's a popular locale for most of the state's politicians. I know because most of it is a military base. But,
right.
But
it's pretty far south, though, for me. I think it was about 5 hours.
Oh, okay.
5 hours-ish. The last time I was even close to that was when I was in Charlton. That's close to the Okefenokee.
So then how is governor, I mean, if you're governor, do you plan to?
I plan on doing something for the state that a lot of governors have not done. because they cannot be. They're not that open to we the people, unfortunately. I'm trying to rebuild the relationship between we the people and our state, and show them that they actually do have a voice in our state.
Friday fireside chats with Governor Garcia.
No, but that's true. That is so good, because you are the only candidate that I see out and about doing talks as you're walking or as you're in the van. You're out and about. You're with the people. It's not like you're sitting behind a desk saying, "This is what I want. This is what we're going to do." And I think that is awesome. And people are going to start noticing that. They better, if they haven't already. I'm far away from Georgia, but I swear to God, I wish I was there.
2 hours away, but I'm 7 hours away from.
I'm not 2 hours
from Governor away. Garcia. We're 2 hours away from 3 hours away from Hinesville, so we're.
I will definitely say that was one of the things that I commend Trump for. He was very, very vocal through Twitter, and I want to use different platforms to reach the people. We deserve to know what's going on, and we need to know who's fighting for us in that Gold Dome. And so, being the leader of, the legislation, and in that executive office, in that role, they need to know that I'm working for them, So
that's good.
What better way to do it, but also turn the camera on the legislators to let people know, who our establishment turncoats are.
We're watching you. That's good.
Right. You want them to do right.
I have to go live with you from the governor's office once a week.
You know what? Maybe two or three times a week, actually.
We can do that. We can do that. We can set you up to do that. So,
the things that are going on right now, there's a lot of things happening really fast.
Yep.
So there's going to be a lot of times where people are going to need to know how to function to actually, dodge a lot of the BS that's coming from the outside and from the inside also, So, I'm really in for the people.
Are there concerns when you're out talking to people? Do you hear concerns about how botched the 2020 election was, that it's quite possible that they've already, they pulled off 2020. You think they've already got their plans and they've made their adjustments over how botched 2020 became, that, they're ready to try to steal 2022 from you?
Well, they're already trying to steal it. Again, they already got their plans out there. The thing is, though, is that with something that Governor Kemp should have did in the beginning, like he didn't see that was coming. Excuse me. Especially after the 2018 election, that they would try to mess with the votes and steal the state. The voter ID laws, which Stacey Abrams says that are, the new, the new Jim Crow, 2.0 is no.
Wow.
The things that we want to know is that it's a legit ballot, that it is a live person, that person is voting, and that there's no voter harvesting, along with, the mail-in ballots that went everywhere. Those types of things, the big tech overreaches, that big tech had a big influence.
They did.
So we're going to be watching a lot of things that we were not watching in the 2020. So we're actually more prepared now than we were then, but there's always the chance of them trying to do something, Biden won by 4 suitcases. So.
Oh my gosh. Those suitcases were in Georgia, and we saw the woman with the long ponytail.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I found more. That was ridiculous.
Yep.
You had
Mhm.
2 more criterias that you were pushing for, and I forgot what they were, but I think they're ingenious. It was to combat against voter fraud. I think one was obviously a picture ID, and what were the other ones you had suggested? Was it a fingerprint?
A thumbprint and
Okay.
signature,
Okay.
and Lord forbid if we have to use affidavits, so they stick
Right.
with the state.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep. But if we
Yeah.
got to, we will. That'd be one of the other things. If it gets that bad and we have to start using affidavits as ballots too,
Mm,
then
let it
that's one
be.
of the things we got to do.
Yep.
That's wise. Okay, I wanted to go on to talk about healthcare, specifically women's healthcare and abortion, because that's another thing that the liberals or Democrats love to go after, besides the voting rights, which he has a stinking degree in voting rights.
Hmm.
I know she's going to go after healthcare, especially women's rights, and I know exactly where your platform stands on abortion. And I think it is so precious that it's not even the heartbeat bill, but they call it the cardiac bill or something. But I'm like, that's the heartbeat bill. I just love that. And
At conception,
That's it.
yeah, that's awesome. What is your platform, or what are they going to do to promote anything like women's services or medication, training, or contraceptives? Because I know you're not going to promote abortion. So,
right?
what are you going to promote for women's health?
One
If
thing is,
mhm.
yeah, one thing is to is once again, it's not the state's job to be the mother and father of these children.
Very good.
We have
Very
seen a
good.
rise uh, in teenage pregnancy, if not younger. In some cases, which is appalling in itself.
Yep.
You know, but the biggest thing is that we want to do something that is to correct one of the things that happened after the civil rights movement, which was the father being excommunicated out of the household.
Oh, right.
The actual family fabric of having a father and mother in the home, the uh, traditional family, um, which is almost something that is like garlic to a dang vampire these days.
Wow.
Um, the Constitution is not against or is not there to dictate who you have in your bedroom. That's your privacy. Um, the thing is, though, is that we have strayed so far because of what we now call societal norms that were not societal norms back then.
Right.
We need to go back to the things that really did promote a healthy family environment.
That's very
When
good.
they're a child that has a father and mother, their confidences are different than a person that does not have a father in the home. And one of the best people that explained that was Tupac, believe it or not. He said that if he had a father in the home, he would actually probably would have made different choices. And
Right.
um,
It's true.
a lot of people would have made a lot of other different choices if they would have had a father in the home. And that would also combat a lot of crime too. Um, a lot of people that are missing that stability, not having that parent in the home, uh, it's kind of like being on a teeter totter, and
Right.
then it's just unbalanced. You're just stuck on one side, you know, um, and there's no true balance in their life. So all they know is emotion. They're not uh, they're not used to critical thinking. They're not used to the uh, the parental side of they're not used to the parental side of it where the father says, what was your common sense telling? Did you listen to your common sense? What did your common sense tell you? That type of stuff.
Yeah,
And
nuclear. It's called a nuclear family, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's very cool.
That's one of the things about the Communist Manifesto that is in full effect against we the people. And we've been dealing with it since after the Civil Rights Movement, and we never put we've never put a finger on it, But now here it is. You're looking at the demoralization of America. And they had to go after the fabric of America by getting after our family.
Right.
And, you can't have a strong nation if you have a weak family.
That's good. You're promoting a lot of the cures, to build a healthy nation. Nuclear family, education, especially a financial education. That is awesome.
Yeah.
I wanted
Very
to move
important.
on, to the Second Amendment. And I know that you very much support it. And I wondered how you felt about the CWL or the permit to carry a concealed weapon. Are you for the permit, or should we just constitutional carry? What do you believe?
I definitely think we should constitutional carry. Government should get out of the people's pockets.
Right.
Anything you cannot regulate a God-given right, and you shouldn't tax a God-given right either. I believe that there's a lot of people in big cities that wish when they felt, when they had that gut feeling that they were in trouble, that they had a firearm.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that have lost their lives because they were not able to adequately defend themselves, and that means that a father or a mother did not make it home that day. I'm not for children owning firearms that, under the age of 18. But, if they have the proper training, 17, given the fact that our military back during the Civil War and before then, the militia and military, 17 and a half, you were able to get out there and fight for the country. So, if you could fight for this country, then you should be able to actually own a firearm too.
That's good.
That's very true.
Okay,
So,
and I was wondering about, now you were for a well-regulated militia, and when would you start that, and would they have their own name, a special name? And I wish
that name would be We the People.
I love that.
Honestly, there was never a name for the militia.
Garcia's We the People Army.
Right. The way that I would do it also, as far as just with the Second Amendment preservation, the way my state's Second Amendment is written so it leaves it up to the interpretation of our legislators. So what I want to do is amend our Second Amendment to make it identical to the federal Second Amendment. So when it says shall not be infringed, that's it, shall not be infringed. Now, I want to also, teach people that, the accountability and responsibility is upon you to keep a free state. That's everybody's job. Right. And that means that there's no difference between me and you. It's just that I should have your 6 and you should have my 6. And that, there should be a common respect between we the people to know that we're here as stewards of God, basically. And I'm not this is not preaching, that we're in a stewardship, to protect what we're based our property, our family, and to keep a free state. And it's a living thing. It's there to fight evil. If we're not fighting evil, then we're letting that stewardship go to the wayside.
Right. Fight the evil, protect each other. That's awesome.
Right.
Okay, my very last question or hot topic, and this is from an Atlanta, Georgia paper. It was about casino gambling and sport betting as well as horse races. How do you feel about those?
Oh boy. Well, it brings in revenue. I think we could do better though, because it's sort of like having a quick fix in a way, because it does bring in revenue at first, a lot, but I've seen it to where in the long term that it does in a way affect the surrounding areas. One, it drives up prices and stuff like that. So inflation and everything, not inflation,
Poverty, crime.
Yeah, property crime, everything like that. People do interesting things when they don't have no money, so it actually sets people up also for being targets.
That's good.
So there are good sides of it, but then there's bad sides of it too.
Right. Do you have a strong or probably minor? I was talking to Dave. Native American population in Georgia. Is there a little bit of Native Americans? Because I'm from Michigan. And oh, really? Okay, good. They owned all of the casino. They handled all that. They were kind of like a colony or a country within our state, and that's what they did in Michigan. So I didn't know. Yeah, do you have? How big is that population where they could run their own casinos? Or
I would have to get that information for you. I know it's not that big as far as being an organized population. I know for in state of Florida, with the Seminole Nation, it's pretty huge down there. But the way that a lot of Cherokee and Cree and all them, Creek Indians or Native Americans, they are here, but there's the majority have been displaced to reservations and whatnot.
I see.
And I would rather see it to where everybody has a role in keeping a free state.
Right.
And it's when I say a free state, it's not just something to throw around, but the responsibility of keeping a free state, meaning that true property rights, when somebody actually buys property, which would also be anybody, be it Native American or non-Native American, they all have the same God-given rights. And so there's no
hierarchy of who gets
hierarchy, or everybody's at a state of equilibrium when they are, dealing with each other,
Americans, right? That's beautiful.
And I always wondered that why do people want to be everything else nowadays besides being an American?
Exactly. Yeah, we're so used to being divided. It's like we don't know how to be one. It's very sad. But that was good.
But I'm not opposed to Native Americans, and their
gambling.
I'm not opposed to them having casinos and whatnot. I've seen it also where it's been abused. There actually are people that have abused that, and those that are a part of that tribe don't get the money sometimes, or are actually are kind of like weeded out in a way, where they're separated from those monies, which is weird. But that doesn't happen every time, but that has happened in the past. So,
wow.
I would rather make it equal across the whole board.
That's good.
We're all here to protect, or not protect, but we're all here under divine right.
Right.
So we just need to respect not only the land, but respect each other.
Right. Hold on to our Constitution, our rights.
Big time. Big
That's
time.
good. Yeah. Well, this was fantastic. Thank you. They weren't my own personal hot topics. I got them out of the Georgia newspaper, but I thought, oh, these are really good, and I knew you had fantastic answers for it. So thank you.
Any closing remarks, Governor?
Yes, it's one nation under God, and we need to get on the same page, because we have seen the very different forms of tyranny, unfortunately, that we can't turn a blind eye to. But yeah, we have some room to grow, and we definitely can take back the narrative in our direction and do what's right by we the people. So
that's good.
Yeah.
And what is coming up for the campaign?
Oh, yes. I got Homer, Georgia, which is January 27th. So I'll be down in Homer, Georgia, and tune in. I'll be going live from my Facebook account, and you can catch me there. I don't know if it's going to be broadcast just yet off Studio 10, but, however,
if you
after that,
all I'll say is that we would very much, if the opportunity comes up, we would very much like to live stream it over our YouTube channel and every place else we can get it to. We were on Facebook, MeWe, and Streetlock today. With this broadcast. So if there's ever an opportunity, let me know.
I would like to work with you guys on. Well, I'll talk to you about that off the screen. But yeah, don't forget, ticket sales start January 26th for the Freedom tailgate party, which you can go to the Everbright page, and you can also go to the jgarciaforgovernor.com for the VIP tickets to purchase them there. And also, the event will be February 26th, which is on a Saturday here in Georgia. And so bring your flags. The vendors will be there to serve people. And also, for those that are buying the VIP tickets, you will have food and drinks available as complimentary for the tickets. And come on down, enjoy the speakers, enjoy the bands. It's the day for we to be Americans and enjoy what we got. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Always a pleasure to have you on, Jonathan. Please come back as often as you wish. And
thank you.
If you don't wish, come on anyway.
Awesome. Let's make history together.
All right, Jonathan. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Very good.
All right, y'all. Take care.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. So we will catch up. What'd you do? All right.
I hit.
Do you have to go? It's 1:00. I know you usually have to cut off at 1:00.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
All right.
That was awesome.
Very good. Enjoyed it. And we'll have an interesting history lesson and a bunch of other stuff on Wednesday. I'll talk with you.
We will.
I'll talk with you between now and then, and we'll have a plan. All right, Jen?
Okay. Thank you.
Always a pleasure having you on. All right, so always a pleasure to have Jenn Woodruff on Boogie with the Bull. Good things are happening. As I've said to other people, 2022 is the year of Boogie with the Bull. Time we kind of put things together. We have groups on Facebook now. We have Americans for Free Speech, American Regulators, Boogie with the Bull, citizen journalists for the American people. If you write as a journalist or you broadcast like I do and you're a citizen, by all means, make sure you're posting in that group. You want to get your broadcasts onto the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, let me know. We'll figure out a way to do it, and we will grow it. We share it. Just that's our job, to get the word out. Conservative freedom defenders with Art Sessa, a lifelong conservative and patriot, south of us here in Florida, but a really good guy. Conservative Freedom Defenders is a group you want to be involved with. Patriots Unite or Lose Our Fight. That was what gave us the idea for the Patriots Unite group chat here on Messenger. We also still have the few, the proud, the deplorable. We back the blue. We back the military. We back anything that's deplorable on Facebook and any place else we can get it on. We also have Trump, America, and the Constitution on Facebook. It unfortunately was started as a private group, not a public group. So you have to request to join it or be invited by someone who is a member. So if you want to be a member of Trump, America, and the Constitution on Facebook, you have to find someone who is a member to invite you or request to join the group. On StreetLock, Trump, America, and the Constitution is a public group, meaning everybody sees it in the StreetLock news feed, and anybody can go in there and post. If you want to be a member of it, you still have to ask, but membership gets approved automatically in that one. And the new group on StreetLock, Patriots Unite, that is a public group. Everybody sees it. Everybody can go in there and post. If you want to be a member, you too will be automatically approved. We're just trying to get it going. And kind of revamping our MeWe groups over the next few days, getting things downsized, streamlined. So Patriots Unite group will land on MeWe probably today or tomorrow, along with a group chat, as MeWe groups have. We're always here with the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, and we're just here to get the word out. We want you to know what's going on in the United States. You do not have to be a Florida resident, nor do you have to be a Florida politician or running for a political office in Florida to be on Boogie with the Bull. It does help in some cases because, of course, all I have to do is jump in my car, grab a Chromebook and a few other things, and we can have you on. But through modern technology, it doesn't matter to me if you're a Republican and you're running for office in Alaska. If you got time to come on, we'll get you on and we'll do our best. Like I said, today we were all over Facebook where we could put it. We were in the Patriots Unite group chat. I believe it was also posted in Patriot groups 20 and 21 on Messenger. If you want it in your group chat on Messenger, let me know, and I will be more than happy to make sure it gets in there. If you have an idea for a Boogie with a Bull, contact me. Let me know who you are, who you are, what you are, where you are, and when you would like to come on. Right now, we are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12 noon to 1 p.m. on the East Coast time. And we're still looking around for something to do Tuesdays and Thursdays. I believe the Tuesday and Thursday times are going to be earlier, but they're kind of open. So right now, if you have something you want to do on a Boogie with a Bull broadcast, take as little as 30 minutes, take as long as 2 hours. If it's live, we can give you up to 4 hours right now of something that we come and stream live. A few adjustments coming in the very near future. We can go up to 8 hours with a live event. And if we can't show it live, we can always podcast it and post it at a later time and date. So tune in, turn on, and get involved. When we are broadcasting from the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, regardless of where we link it to, that means the live chat will be YouTube live chat. So if you're watching it on Facebook, you have to hit the link. It will bring you over to the YouTube channel, and then you have access to the YouTube live chat. You have to do that on Facebook if you want to be in the chat. If you're watching it on MeWe, you're already watching it on the YouTube channel and you have YouTube live chat. Same with Streetlock. If you're watching it on Streetlock and you want to make a comment, you're already in the YouTube live chat. It's just Facebook that if you're watching it on Facebook and you post a comment on the post, we won't see it unless you're watching the broadcast and you're on YouTube. When we're just broadcasting on Facebook, then yeah, it's Facebook live chat. But we are trying to get Boogie with the Bull in the next short future to where we are broadcasting it from the YouTube channel and posting it wherever we want it to be live. Like today, we were live all over Facebook. We were live on MeWe, on my profile. We were live on Streetlock in the Patriots Unite group. So we're trying to build our own network, doing it as best as we can. Got off to a little rough start this morning. It took a little bit of time for it to show us that we were live on YouTube with the StreamYard feed. So we'll get it under control. We'll get it all figured out. If you want it posted anywhere on the internet that we can, please let us know, and we will. We will get it in groups on Facebook if you wish. All you got to do is let me know. We will send it to individuals on Facebook if you wish, and we'll send it to you on Messenger. What you do with it is up to you, but we will send it to you by a free subscription over Facebook Messenger if you wish. Watch it live when you can. Take part in the conversation. If you can't watch it live, then at least watch it. You can always message comments to us. Anyway, it's 10 after 1. That's an hour and 10 minutes. I'm Dave Glovin. You're not. Enjoyed having Jonathon Garcia, who we hope will become the next governor of Georgia. Jenn Woodruff joins us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Wednesday is the Jenn Woodruff broadcast. You will get a history lesson, but you will also get a review of what's going on in the world, because that's what we do. And again, if you got an idea, you want to join Boogie with the Bull, you have your own broadcast, all you got to do is message me who you are, what you would do, the approximate time of day that you want to do it. Because if you're relying on me being your StreamYard Live producer, then we'll make sure it's at a time that is convenient for both of us. If you don't want something live, you want to do a podcast, we can do that with StreamYard too. You just have to let me know when you want to record your podcast and the time that you want it to run and where you want it to run, and we will get that going too. Like I said, we're going to try to build a network. We are building a network. It's not our own network. We don't have the money to launch boogiewiththebull.net or .com, and I wish we did, but so we're going to do it the best way we can. So y'all go out there making a fantastic day. I heard it's a little windy out. It is a clear sunny sky here in Florida. Not as cold as it's been the last few days, but I understand there's still a breeze out there. So y'all go out there and make it a fantastic day, and I'll see you on Wednesday with Boogie with the Bull, the Jenn Woodruff broadcast. Have a great day.